Yeah, I'm feeling much better. The antibiotics are working, and I'm just a little update. So there. Rant Wednesday. Well, uh, Rant Wednesday. I've got several things to rant, and none of them are related to each other. So it's just going to be random Rant Wednesday. First of all, happy Australia Day, which I guess by the time this posts, it would have been yesterday or something. Anyway, happy Australia Day at some point. And my first rant is the President's State of the Union address, which, for those who don't know, don't live in the country, the President gives a State of the Union every January. It's like the last Monday in January. It used to be the last Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday in January because today's Wednesday. It always reminds me of New Year's resolutions because half the time, we don't keep them. And I really think that the talking points are engraved in the podium that they're standing at. Because if you look back at history, every president has, well, in my memory, let's just say I first really remember Jimmy Carter's State of the Union. I guess Jimmy Carter's State of the Union is remembered, well, one of them anyway, was because of the energy crisis that was going on. And he talked about how we were going to be less dependent on foreign oil and, blah, blah, blah. Same stuff you hear today. And healthcare and education, it's all the same. If you go back, just say to that point, every presidential State of the Union has been very similar in content. Some not as well spoken as others, i.e., Bush, but it's always the same. So it's just like those New Year's resolutions. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to lose weight. I'm not going to be dependent on foreign oil. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So it's just. But that even that isn't my biggest beef with the State of the Union address. It's the clapping. If they banned clapping from the State of the Union, it would probably be 20 to 25 minutes shorter. But it's basically a New Year's resolution speech and really just the government's kiss ass of the president for a couple hours until the speech is over and then they, rag on it. But it's while they're in there, they clap over everything. President gets up. It's a lovely day here. All you people are just so wonderful. Clap, 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 clap. And then we're gonna be less dependent on foreign oil. Clap, 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 clap. It's the same crap, 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 crap as it is every year, and yet they clap like it's being said for the very first time and that it actually will happen. My next rant is YouTube. I have unsubbed. I'm just gonna say what the buck. That's who I unsubbed. He's a fine person, and I unsubbed Peron75 too. It's his other channel. Mainly, I unsubbed what the buck because he really was talking about things that I have no interest in, and so I got tired of looking at him, and it's just I don't care about the vampire movies or One Tree Hill or any of those teeny bopper things. I don't care, and I don't really like a lot of reality TV, which he talks about. It's just not my thing. Not that there's anything wrong with him personally. And the Peron75, I quit watching that because when he's not doing his what the buck, he has this tone in his voice that I just want to throw my computer through the window. Because he has a tendency to talk like this, like there's something in his throat. And it grates on my nerve, to the very last nerve. And I unsubbed him for that reason because I couldn't stand the sound of his voice. And my problem with YouTube is they won't let me. I've unsubbed him, and his stuff still shows up in my queue. And I find that very irritating. Is that how you keep the big celebrities big? Because you have no choice but see them there? And you might click on them just because, God, they're there, And I've unsubbed several people. I went through a little unsubbing a month or so ago, and none of those people that I unsubbed are in my queue except him. and it pisses me off. It really does. Occasionally, and this has happened for years, this isn't just a recent thing, but if you've ever noticed, you watch a video and it'll say 303 views, but there's 4,772 thumbs up. How can that be? And I'm sure it's just a little glitch that maybe there's not the count there, but it's always just the big names, the big celebrities. And I don't really ever, I hardly ever click on those. There's only a few that I notice, and I can't, I guess I shouldn't throw it out there to all the big celebrities because I don't know. But the few that I have clicked on, it's been that, where there's just, a few hundred views and thousands of thumbs up. I don't know. It just seems like, there's just some, it's just not a fair playing field. I don't know. But that way it's that way everywhere. It's not just YouTube. I think that if whomever is, and I don't know, whomever is in charge of something, and they want, let's say they want A to be the it thing, they're going to do whatever they're going to do to make A it. And regardless of what all the others are, even if everything else is better than that, they've picked that one and they're going to make it work. And they do that. They do that with politicians, they do that with TV shows, they do that with movies, everything. So I'm not surprised that YouTube has decided, or maybe they haven't, I can't speak for that, but that it seems to me that they push who they want to be at the top. That's not new behavior by any means, but it's an irritant to me. And my third unrelated rant is I was reading an article just a little bit ago, and I guess my rant really isn't so much bad grammar, although I could go on and on about that. I could do a year series of bad grammar because it's really bigger than a pet peeve. Really, it actually just makes me insane, the bad grammar. And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but some are so glaring. It's infuriating. It really is. I mean, seriously, you're gonna get mad about grammar? Yeah, I'm gonna get mad about grammar. I'm gonna have anger issues about bad grammar. Because really, I'm not even gonna get going on that. But I was reading this article and they were talking about two twins. Really? You had to say two twins? I mean, I think twins in and of itself implies two. Do you need to say two twins? The only time saying two twins works is when you're talking about like two twin beds. Because that works. I can get that, to say two twin beds. But I have twin nephews. And even my stepdad does this sometimes. He's like, the two twins were here. I'm like, if you just said the twins were here, I wouldn't say which one. I would pretty much say that they were both there. I don't ever get confused on just saying the twins are here. But yeah, that bugs me. It really bugs me. Unless you got two sets of twins in your family, then you can say my 4 kids, they're my 2 twins. Then I can say, okay, yeah, you got 4 kids. And I usually do that if someone says the 2 twins. I'm like, there's 4 of them? And they look at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you said 2 twins, that must be 4. And they get a little irritated at me, but I'm hoping to educate people by verbally slapping them in the face. It's probably not the best thing to do, but yeah. So yes, that bugs me. That bugs me. Bad grammar bugs me. And I'm not going to say it because we all really have it. On the flip side of that is I don't think that just because we all have bad grammar, it should be accepted. Love you guys.